Hello everyone, welcome to Gamersledge as we continue on with our E3 Day 3 coverage. I am one of your hosts, Mark, right here at Gamersledge Central Command, and joining me is, of course, Jimmy. How are you doing, Jimmy? Welcome back.
Good.
And then, of course, next to him is Mitchell. Hi, Mitchell. Wow, that was really long. Hi, Mitchell. He can't hear me. That's fantastic. Yay!
Hello.
So, while he works on that, we just got out of the Ubisoft conference. Lots to digest there. Now let's take a look at the PC Gaming Conference. E3 2018. Let's see what we can find here. There we go. And we'll give this a...
Wing Commander.
So we've got 9 minutes roughly.
I have a feeling that Webster might have written this question himself. Is Wing Commander. And Webster would love to hear your fan theory.
Yeah. I have no idea what's going on over there. I'm not even going to ask. But yes, we are ready for the PC Gaming Conference, hosted for the last 3 years by someone that I'd rather claw my eyes out than watch. But it'll be fun, as always, to see how much smarm and condescending he can bring to the table. Now, Jimmy, have you ever seen this PC Gaming Conference before?
No, I have not. This will be my first foray into it.
It's usually fairly decent, but a lot of hardware manufacturers and stuff coming out talking about, but it's not boring. It's not quite to the level of the other ones, but it is interesting. So I still have no idea what's going on with this giant duck, or yeah. Have you played XCOM 2, Jimmy?
Yes, I'm terrible at it.
I love it. I love it. It was a free game this month on PlayStation Plus, by the way, if you weren't aware. So go pick that up for free, along with Trials Fusion. And...
I do have to say, one of my favorite things that came from XCOM, I remember so many fans from the previous games played the Long War, and Long War has now become, I guess, an official mod for the game, and it stretches out and ramps up the difficulty, and just it makes the game very much like you have to play slow and intelligently. Like, one mistake is just going to ruin the rest of your game.
Oh, so it's like the rest of the game. Got it.
Yes, but by an order of magnitude.
Great. Just what that game needs is to be harder.
I know. It's hard enough.
You know, I have to say that so far, this E3 has pretty much been exactly what I expected it to be. We've not seen anything out of left field, no giant surprises. We've pretty much, amongst the panel, called exactly what's going to be in every single press conference. I expect absolutely nothing earth-shattering out of this conference. We may get some new indie title releases or some ports or things of that nature, but I don't expect there to be anything ground-shaking, earth-shattering out of the gamer or the PC Gamer conference. But then after that, let's take a look at the schedule for the remainder of the day. So we've got this one coming to you now at 2:30. We started our pre-show a little bit late, 2:45. It will get started right at the top of the hour. And then after that, we'll have the Sony pre-show at 5:30 p.m., where we will talk about what we expect to see during that show. And if Walmart's to be believed, it's going to be a lot. But I still have no idea what's going on with this giant duck. Is Drake's an ice cream or a PC chipset manufacturer? I'm confused.
I'm going to say the answer to that one is Black Marsh.
I was also going to say Black Marsh. We'll see if we are correct. I'm trying.
They're not going to tell us right away. Here we go.
Hey, we're both right.
Woo! March, they actually talked in the Bethesda conference about finally going to the Argonian homeland, so it does not come as a surprise.
I've never played Stardew Valley. I know your dad has, Mitchell. I think he loves him some Stardew Valley. Although we still can't hear you, just FYI. You can hear us for sure, but we can't hear you still. You might check and see if it's muted actually on Rabbit instead of your headsets. Cannot hear you still. Nope.
Did that fix anything?
That did.
There it is.
There it is. Well,
Yay. And for that one, I think it was the prismatic shard. I couldn't see the answer that they popped up, but...
It was the Grand Maze Bank.
Wait, what?
What's the tallest building you can jump off of in GTA 5?
Oh, I was looking at the Stardew Valley one.
I'm going to go with B, 12,900. The highest price ever paid for a Counter-Strike skin.
And it's probably D. Oh,
61,000. Holy, somebody has way too much money on their hands.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out what was up with the duck.
Webster, you know, guy.
I still can't figure out what's up with the duck.
Lurker myself.
And why is the duck got like
Be wrong,
a
but I'm gonna get
gold-plated
this next
throat?
question right. Which of the
I searched for Drake's and all I got was the
That's
wrapper.
That's the screen for the person to see out of it.
Is it A,
Person.
Dimorphodon?
What do you
B,
mean?
Oh, gosh.
Sarcosuchus, C,
Oh, right. Sorry.
Megatherium,
My bad.
or D, Cynonaphthus? I definitely got all of those right. Do not start going on Wikipedia and seeing if I'm right or not. That was definitely absolutely right, wasn't it, Webster? Yes, it was right.
Yes, it was Annie
Okay,
Spice.
handsomely in Drake Cakes. And the answer was...
Megatherium?
I might actually get Webster to pronounce this one. It was D. Did it much better than I ever could. I might actually just go and, take off for the day because we've got loads more dinosaur questions after this one. Cyronaphthus. Cyronaphthus. Yeah. Okay, next question. Telltale's The Wolf Among Us is based on what series of graphic novels?
Fables.
A.
Fables.
Fables. B. The Big Bad Wolf. C.
What they
Urban
said.
Myth, or D. Legends.
On our screen, we're the other way.
answer was A. Fables.
There you go.
Although part of me thought it was going to be Big Bad Duck because I'm getting chills here. What does a Big Bad Duck sound like, Webster? Who is the first character to ever play as in the original Call of Duty? A. Private Ramirez. B. Private Davis.
It's either A or
C.
B.
Davis.
Martin. Or D. Private
I'm pretty
Ingram?
sure it's Davis.
The answer is C. Private Martin.
Oh, you're
And as far as
wrong.
we know, he doesn't have a second name. It's like Private Share. Or
Fine.
Who is the legit, actual, for real, no, for serious this time, final boss of the Binding of Isaac series?
Mom.
It's gotta be
Is it
Mom.
A. Delirium. B. Conquest. C. Teratoma. Or D. Mom. The answer was A.
Delirium.
Delirium. How did you do, Webster? Nice. Well, thanks for helping me out. We will see you later in the show, yeah? Let's pass it off to the Wilton Theatre in Los Angeles because the PC Gaming Show is about to begin.
Welcome back.
Just in time. With a giant scary
Do I
duck.
have something on my face? Yeah. That's good. Whoa, whoa.
Drake's what? Drake's spoons? Drake's ice cream? Drake's chicken? Why would they have a duck for a chicken franchise?
Drake's duck.
Drake's duck. It's an Uncharted spin-off. Drake's duck.
Restaurant that only serves duck.
Drake's duck.
Are you ready to cringe, Kate?
Well, most of the conferences have been super cringy, so...
Yeah, but it's this guy. It's this
I
guy.
think he's gotten better.
I'm not sure I can trust your judgment anymore if you really feel that. This guy
I
is
said I think. I don't know.
pure embodiment of evil.
No, that's Andrew Wilson.
Wow.
Magic.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
It says, don't just
Andrew
obey
Wilson
the
even
rules.
looks evil.
Rewrite them. It says, don't just listen to stories. Inhabit them. It says, don't just accept
Do you think there'll be VR
limits.
here?
God, I hope so.
It says, don't just play games. Revel in them. Unleash them. It says, seriously, is every game Battle Royale now?
Yes.
Thank you.
From mountaintops
God.
to dungeons. From deep waters
Ooh,
to
Subnautica.
deeper space. From solo quests to mass engagements, there is magic in PC gaming. Let's celebrate that magic together. This is the PC Gaming Show.
I wonder how much time they'll spend talking about just hardware stuff.
It was like, I don't know, a quarter
And
last
now
time.
your host, Sean Plott.
Sean Platt.
The plot begins.
Hello to everyone online.
Oh my God.
Hello to everyone at the Will Turn. Welcome to the PC Gaming Show.
Okay, yeah, I was totally forgetting him.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, how could you forget this guy?
I was thinking, of a
My
different
name's Dana,
guy.
and I'm
There's
your
other
host
guy who's
today. I
kind
am
of similar to him.
delighted to be here. We have a fantastic show for you this afternoon. First, all of you came out to the Will Turn. Thanks for joining us.
does
The
it
Will
look
Turn
like
is
he's
a
wearing
very beautiful
saddlebags?
venue here
So,
in Los
so
Angeles.
Mitchell,
All you online on Twitch. Thanks for
this is an
joining us. To
example
those
of how
co-streaming
not to be
partners,
smarmy.
Hey as well. I'm talking to you, Dropped Frame. It's great to have you here.
How not to be
And of
what?
course,
Smarmy.
to all the
Smarmy.
wonderful
Oh.
sponsors that help make the PC Gaming Show come back again.
Like, he doesn't
for the
actually
fourth
need to walk
straight
onto the stage. The Smarm will carry him out if he wants to.
Now, I'm not the only host here this year. I have my co-op partner up in the balcony. It's Frankie Ward
What is
joining
with the
us
cut
today.
of
How's
those
it going,
pants?
Frankie?
Unless he's got a bunch of
Sean,
stuff
I'm
in his
going to be up here
pocket.
in the balcony with a bunch of creative new PC games coming your way. From Warfare's latest update to some offbeat indie gems.
Frankie, we are so excited for the show to get started. We have over 30 games we're going to be looking at across the next 90 minutes. So let's get it underway. Our very first title is from Coffee Stain Studios. Their game has absolutely massive construction as well as automation. Let's take a look at Satisfactory.
That's a very clean coffee stain.
Yes.
Oh my God, is this Farm Simulator 2019?
Don't tell me this is No Man's Sky 2.
Actually, I've played a couple of these games that are not No Man's Sky, and they're pretty good.
Not Man's Sky.
Not Man's Sky.
Oh, it's Humankind, the game.
Sim Assembly Line.
I was thinking Rube Goldberg, the game, but yes. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. The idea of building a full-fledged infrastructure and city is kind of interesting. I was really hoping he'd go under the stamper. Oh, I see. Satisfactory. I got it.
Joining me on the
Took me a while. Took me a while.
Is the game director at Coffee Stain Studios. It's Oscar Gilsayan. Come here, Oscar.
God, I hate this guy.
He always
Thanks
looks
for
like he's
joining
about
us
to,
today.
like, say,
Now, Oscar, I just want to begin
hey,
right away by
baby,
asking,
like, are you
what is
tired? You've been
Satisfactory
running around in
all
my
about?
mind all
Satisfactory
day.
is essentially about huge automated factories. So you play as an engineer.
An ultimate scumbag.
Or your dress would sure look nice blowing up on my floor.
The trailer there.
Yeah, yeah.
And to build that, you need a whole ton of parts, which you need to build machines that will make them for you. So you'll start out pretty simple.
And his eyes are, like, half-lidded like
then
that because
you'll
he's already, like,
expand and
expecting a
expand
drink
and
to get
expand
thrown at his
until
face.
Finally, you need to start cutting down trees, replace them with, like, more convenient concrete.
And, you know, for people who haven't played this type of game, can you give me an example of what producing a more advanced resource?
I hope they make him stand for 90 minutes
After a
this
while, You'll
time.
need to create something.
No desk.
Like a computer, for example. And you'll, at that point,
Did
you'll
he
have
have a
some
desk
copper
possible?
stuff.
Yes,
wires,
he's had a desk for the
cables.
last 2
But
years.
to make plastic, you need to get some oil. So you need to go out and you need to find this oil, build some oil pumps and oil refineries, and set up a transport with self-driving vehicles between the outpost and your factory.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that scale because, there's a lot of games where you build a house or a small town. How much area are we talking about where all your factories will exist?
Oh, this factory will grow enormous. The main part, which will probably be the biggest, will start spreading more and more and more. Or in some cases, we'll have players just building these massive, tall buildings with factory floor upon factory floor. But including the resources that you need to gather from basically all around the map.
Yeah.
So you'll have vehicles driving all over.
Now, I want to ask about the first-person perspective because these types of games typically are top-down. Why first-person?
We wanted it to feel like the player is the one building the stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you've built a bunch of stuff, and you can see these enormous buildings, these structures towering above you. But also when you go out and explore, you'll be the one, like, you go through the underbrush and in the jungles and whatever.
I mean, in the trailer, it even looked like there's a lot more to explore, like different environments and biomes.
Yeah. The map is, we made a point to make it big and varied.
Yeah.
And it's about 30 square kilometers in size, so it's kind of enormous.
Wow. One final question. I saw multiple engineers there. How does multiplayer work?
Oh, it's a co-op game. So you'll start up a server and play with your friends.
Great. Now, tell us, how do we get our hands on this game?
So we got a closed alpha planned in the coming months. So you can sign up for the alpha at satisfactorygame.com. And yeah, then you'll know.
Well, great. Oscar, thanks for joining me on stage once again. That is satisfactorygame.com. Now, up in the balcony, Frankie, I understand you have our very first indie title of the day.
We do indeed, Sean, because here's something we love about the PC platform. It's such fertile ground for creative ideas from small teams. NeoCab is an emotional survival game set in the future about gig labor, tech disruption, and the experience of being a driver for hire. Perhaps the last of your kind. From the brand new indie studio Chance Agency, let's watch the first gameplay trailer for NeoCab.
I believe I've heard of this. Or rumblings about it.
Oh! This
That
game.
looks nice.
No.
No, it's not the one
Wait.
you're thinking of, Kate.
No.
You're thinking of The Last Night.
Yes. It looks like this. Was that a PC game last night?
No, it was actually at the Microsoft conference last year. There was no update on it this year, sadly.
Is it an Xbox only thing?
Xbox and PC. Interesting.
Yeah, definitely seems
Now, our next game,
like
believe it or not,
yeah.
is in the Battle Royale genre.
Ugh.
2018, what do you expect? We have several Battle Royale games we're going to be talking about today because the Battle Royale format is very simple and very flexible.
Just do them in a chain and get it over with, please.
Shrinking space until there's one last
Mark, this is where I make a really, really flaccid excuse to leave the rest of this broadcast.
No.
And our very first
I looked at the script. It does not say at any point that Jimmy leaves.
It's for the automaton.
Damn it.
Let's look.
Jimmy's the shank. He can leave whenever he wants.
Only if he shanks
She's
himself.
not wrong, Mark.
Only if he shanks himself, and we don't want that on camera.
I don't know. Having to watch this many videos about Battle Royale games might make me do it.
Now you have post-apocalyptic valedictorian.
The other thing about Battle Royale games, too, is, like, they're so popular because they stream so well, but the people who stream them, if they try and ever play anything else, like, their quote-unquote fan base, like, turns on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying.
And I'm sorry, I really do enjoy the Battle Royale genre. I'm very excited that it's coming to Battlefield 5. I think it'll be fun. This looks super generic, and I'm not sure that I'm interested in it. Because you got to bring something new and different to it if you're going to do it now.
Mark, have you played Escape from Tarkov?
I have not.
That is the only Battle Royale game right now that I really respect. Like, it's got mechanics that none of these other Battle Royale games have even tried to approach.
See, I don't like Fortnite because it's too much like Minecraft, and it distracts from the actual survival gameplay, to me. Oh, this one's straight up first-person shooter.
It's twice as popular as PUBG, though.
I know. I'm aware. But I like PUBG because it's more realistic.
This one's even more realistic than PUBG, so...
Yeah, but it's a first-person shooter, and I'm not...
Escape from Tarkov is as realistic as it gets. You can actually load individual rounds into your magazines because there's no heads-up display telling you when you're out of ammo.
Also nice.
I actually had a buddy who I sat there and watched him stream it one day. He was manually loading bullets into the magazine because he wanted the last 3 bullets of every magazine to be a tracer so that he knew he was almost out of ammo. Like, it is the penultimate gun porn game right now, and when it finally goes live, it will destroy PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds and Fortnite for the absurd amount of detail in it. You can actually take your gun apart and manage the individual parts inside the weapon.
Dang.
Like, it is amazing. Somebody actually bought it for me. I didn't even want it. They bought it for me, and I'm like, oh my god, now I have to try this. And I don't enjoy the gameplay. Like, the first time I played it, I caught a shotgun blast to the back of the head, and it was so loud, like, it fried my nerves. I immediately turned the game off. But the inventory management is amazing in that
You
game.
let this 12-year-old on the stage.
I was going to say I thought Martin Shkreli was in jail, but...
Oh,
I think he's the developer.
Gameplay and houses, that's like a
He's the
He
CEO.
is, but he
he's the
looks like he's
CEO
12.
of the
Yeah,
company.
much more of a
That,
dynamic
It's like a
environment.
recent
Yeah.
history of who could have been here.
Yeah.
I want to ask about what more is in store for Maverick's Proving Grounds. I understand that this is
What I would like
a
to
lot
know is
more
when is he
outdated
graduating
than
high
you
school?
might expect.
Yeah, so it's
Honestly, I
it's
don't know
session-based
that
gameplay. You enter
he
the
should
game
be
from
allowed
the
that
capital, which
close
is
to a
our
sexual
social
predator.
hub.
I was just going to say it's not about
whether
when he's gonna graduate high school. It's when
So it's
how
got
close can he
sides
get
of
to
it
the
too,
playground?
But really, it's about bringing
But
this
you
all
beat me to
together
it, Kate.
into
Damn
something
it.
which makes a much richer MMO experience.
Now, where can people go to find out more?
I was saying
We've
Plot
just
was the
launched our
sexual
site right
predator.
now, so if
Yeah,
you're
that's what I was
signing
saying
up for the
also.
closed beta, you can do that now at maverick.gg/closed-beta. And actually, if you're
Save
this
the
week, you'll get special
children.
in-game content for free. And we have only 100,000 slots for the first group signing up, so
Right on.
that will give you some beta access. But I'm sure there are a lot more people than that on the stream, so quickly do that if you're interested.
Well, James, thanks so much for joining us. Once again, that's maverick.gg. Our very next
Stop it.
game helps showcase the extraordinary power of modders. Frankie, tell us about it.
It does indeed, Sean. On PC, we don't just play what's given to us. We mod games to make our own experiences. And for many developers, modding is a way to turn a hobby into a career. The Forgotten City is the perfect example. It's a standalone game that's a reimagining of a wildly successful mod. In fact, the first mod in history to win a National Writers Guild Award. For the first time ever, here's gameplay from the Forgotten City.
I think I have. Oh no, maybe I haven't heard of this one. Sounds familiar.
Excuse me.
I'm so sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place. An ancient underground city. Its existence long forgotten. Searching for a way out. All I found is a window into the past.
What game was this
One
original
person
mod
here
for?
commits a sin. Everyone will die. I tried to set things right, but whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. It's all up to you now. Go back, investigate, talk to everyone, help them out if it'll win their trust.
Skyrim?
Bend the rules
No.
as far as you
Dying
can.
Light, maybe?
And figure out who's responsible for this.
I think so.
Do what I never could. Save these people. Save yourself.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
There are no strings on me.
Coming up on the PC Gaming Show, what's next for Killing Floor 2? And an unannounced game from Tripwire Interactive. And now your host, Sean Plott.
Help
Our next
Sean, he's
game
lost the
is
plot.
A blast from the past. It's not a sequel or prequel or remake, but rather an entirely new game altogether.
Rather?
Let's take a look at Stardock's Star Control Origins.
Long ago, the Singularity formed, its creators uplifted into something beyond our understanding. These beings, now known as the Lexites, left Earth, traveling to multiple planets in our solar system, before vanishing altogether. This is why we are here. Welcome to Star Control, a state-of-the-art international space agency, tasked with the exploration of our solar system and the defense of Earth. Here reside the world's brightest minds and greatest technology, brought together by a strong curiosity to discover the unknown. Help us pioneer the future. Join today.
I believe I've seen
Star
this.
Control has accelerated the construction of our new modular deep solar system vessel specifically.
And this
for
looks so
mission.
promising,
It's
and then you get to the
fastest,
gameplay.
most expensive ship humanity has ever made, Captain.
I am Chief Viscosity Officer Windu of the Taiwan. The Scribe have evidently received traces of your radio broadcasts themselves.
Them graphics need some work.
No, they're alright for what it is. This is not the one I was thinking of.
Okay.
A new alien in a delightful new spaceship.
You must be humans. We've heard so much about you.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what's done with it.
Joining me
Has
to talk
potential.
about Star Control is the director of production at Stardock, Patrick Shaw. Thanks for joining me on stage today, Patrick.
Yeah, thanks for having me here.
So now just tell us straight up, what is Star Control all about?
So Star Control is an open universe action RPG. You can visit dozens of aliens, hundreds of different stars, thousands of different unique planets, and you can land on each and every one of them. And when you're driving around the planets, you can jump over canyons, blast critters, and then you can venture out into the solar system and do ship-to-ship combat with hostile aliens.
And I want to ask, since I know that the story is a big part of this game, with it being open world, how do you make sure that the story still stays as the focus for the player?
Yeah, so we're really excited about the story that we've prepared for Star Control. It's funny, it's creative, but also has some dark, sinister side to it. However, what we're very proud and very excited about is we have an infinite universe. That is, we are fully simulating the entire universe at all times. So even if you're on some podunk little moon in the corner of the universe, the aliens are still moving around the universe, doing their own thing, exploring and interacting with each other.
So it's not just like at a planet there's the same town whenever you visit it. It depends on how the simulation has driven it forward.
Right, exactly. So this infinite universe is the glue that connects my story, my adventure, to the larger open galaxy.
That's awesome. Now, I know modding is going to be a big part of Star Control Origins. How does modding work?
So what's your favorite science fiction show?
Probably Firefly.
Yeah, so what would you think of making Firefly Season 2?
Shit, that's a lot of pressure, Patrick. Well, you're putting me on the spot on stage right now, yeah.
We have a week to do it, so. But anyways, in Star Control Origins, you can create your own ships, your own planets, your own galaxies. You can package up your adventures and share them with your friends online.
So someone else can take care of Firefly Season 2. That's up to you. Now, last thing I want to ask about is how multiplayer works.
Right. So in the game, we have ship-to-ship combat, and that turned out to be so popular in our early testing. They're like, we should make this
He's got such a pompous look on his face. Oh my
I
god.
know. That's what I'm saying. 90 minutes of this. Nah, the devs okay.
The host. The devs all right.
You can either play local multiplayer, two people on the same team,
He looks very tired.
Yeah.
I'm sure he
Where
is.
can people go to pick up Star Control Origins?
Well, right now, Star Control Origins is available for pre-order on GOG and Steam.
Well, lovely. Guys, definitely be sure
Lovely.
to head over
Lovely.
to starcontrolgame.com.
He did say Firefly was one of his favorite
as well.
And one more
sci-fi
thing,
TV shows.
we are happy to announce at the
That
PC
does not
Gamer
redeem
Show
him.
that,
Oh, he didn't say it
Star
redeems
Origins
him.
is launching on September 20th, 2018.
Look for it on September 20th.
You looked that face he made when
Now,
the devs
our
started
next
talking. Like,
game was PC Gamer's favorite game from E3 last year. It is Hunt Showdown from Crytek. Let's take a look at what's coming for Hunt Showdown just after E3.
This was the one battle royale game that I actually kind of kept an eye on.
Mm-hmm. I actually don't like the first-person battle royales as much as the third-person.
And this song, just like, song's incredible.
I am here with Guy from Skydance, who's here to tell me why fighting in massive mech suits is not about to go out of fashion anytime soon. Guy, now Hellfire, Archangel was originally a single-player narrative game, but Hellfire, this new edition, what changes is that going to make?
Well, players really loved the single-player narrative, but they all kept telling us the same thing. They said, We really want it multiplayer, and we want it off rails. And we kind of thought, that's a completely different game, but let's give it a shot. And so we got a crack team together. They put something really special. We got 4 maps, we got 6 different mechs, tons of weapons where you could just blast through the environment and other mechs alike. And it's really just an amazing experience. You can zip around in your mech, you can tower over others. It's just something special that I can try right now.
Is this coming out of early access? So you just said we can try it right now, but you've got the full version launching soon, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's coming out in July 17th. But you can try it right now if you want in early access. Help us iron out the kinks and break some mechs along the process.
I am no good at ironing out kinks, as I think people at home can see, Guy. But as a heavy mech woman, I can't wait for you to be my light mech wingman in that 2v2.
Hey, she's better than the guy.
So let's take
she's way better than the guy.
Archangel Hellfire.
Let's do it.
But Mark, that's not hard.
True.
This is the first time I've ever seen this guy, and
yeah, this is my 3rd year of this guy.
10
Possibly
seconds
my
and you wish someone would
4th.
kill him.
Yeah, which is horrible. The guy's got to make a living. I get it, but Jesus.
This is the only job he could get after all the video stores closed.
Our next title is one I've been looking forward
the adult
to quite the makers of Sherlock Holmes, and it's a delightful-looking Lovecraftian mystery. It's called The Sinking City.
A Lovecraftian?
Oh yeah,
Community manager
I've seen this one.
Sergey Oganisyan. Welcome, Sergey. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
You've earned a handshake.
Yeah, you know.
Oh my God! Shoot him!
You've earned a handshake.
So kindly. You know, I want to ask right away, The Sinking City, you know, there's a lot
I'll
of
give him
open
points
world
for pronouncing his last name
third-person type
correctly,
games.
though.
What makes The Sinking City
And not
different from
flubbing
what a
it.
player might expect?
Well, I mean, The Sinking City is an open-world action investigation game inspired by Lovecraft.
Yeah, this looks really good.
Praise when they get something
and, you
right.
know, when I say that you can be a detective in a world, in a supernatural world full of mystery and, you know, cosmic fear, like, I really mean it, because investigations are really at the core of The Sinking City.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of games in the open world genre that are focused on action, but
Main
you say
character looks like
investigation
Ben
is at the
Affleck if
core.
he
What
lost a
are
lot of weight in a
investigation
hurry.
mechanics? What does it look like?
So the first thing you should know right off the bat
So
is
Ben
that
Affleck.
we're not going to offer any hand-holding for the player. We will not give you any clear objectives in your diary or, you know, markers on the map telling you where to go or what to do. It's actually up to you to figure that out. Instead, we will give you information, you know, hints, evidence, like clues, crime scenes to examine, like people to talk to, suspects to question. And we will ask you in return to use your wits and your intuition to, you know, experiment with your findings, you know, maybe like find a way how to progress. And what you should also know is that finding these clues will not only help you understand what's going on and, you know, get a better understanding of the world and its people, but it will also help you maybe change the course of your investigation.
You know, you mentioned the world itself. I mean, the footage that I've seen through the years has just been absolutely beautiful. Talk to me about the world that we're in and what investigation is at the core.
So the game takes place in this fictional city of Oakmont in the state of Massachusetts. You know, the city which is flooded. There is a terrible disaster
Of course, New
going on,
England.
which has claimed like
Well, he
thousands
said
of
it was,
lives. And also,
Arkham,
like, it
too.
seems like it awakened frightening
Yeah.
monsters which now roam the streets of Oakmont. You know, people that live in the city, they are very different, like different social classes, gangs, cultists, poor people, rich people, but they are all united by fear. You know, they are all afraid, maybe except for the cultists, of course, they are all afraid that, you know, for their lives because of the flood, because of the monsters. And you know, we actually want to understand what's going on. We want to understand what lies behind this ostensibly supernatural flood. And what's even funny is that while everybody is afraid, nobody wants to leave. But this is kind of a different story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've talked a little bit about the story world and how it's inspired by Lovecraft. What about the game mechanics? You've mentioned the sanity mechanic in the past.
Indeed, we do have a sanity mechanic which directly impacts the gameplay. You know, when our hero is under a lot of stress, when he sees like something supernatural, something disturbing, or even when he's making choices in the story which he's not comfortable with making, you know, he will begin to lose his sanity. He will start to have hallucinations, he will start to hear distorted sounds, which will allow the player to understand that something is actually going wrong. Maybe we need to, you know, step back and do something about that. As of right now, we're still fine-tuning this mechanic because we are still looking, you know, for this sweet spot between impact on the gameplay and impact on the story.
What's wrong with that guy?
Since we're almost out of time,
I'm going to be interested to see who does Lovecraftian horror better, this or Call of Cthulhu.
Monsters, we have different kinds of archetypes.
We'll
with
see.
different abilities. And we actually give you tools. The game is not about fighting monsters. Investigation is the core of the game. But we give you tools to defend yourself. So we give you weapons, we give you skills,
Hopefully
we give you even
both games will
certain
gloss
traps.
over
In return, we ask you
Lovecraft's
that you make a
rampant
decision,
racism.
because the game is about making a decision. Ammunition is scarce, and you will have
I
to...
think that depends on the setting.
So I know a lot of people have all sorts of questions about what the game is like. Where can they go to find out more information?
There are some games
So
that
if
have
you're hungry for
represented
more, you can
racism,
always follow us on
I think,
Facebook, Twitter,
in
and YouTube. This is where we post our updates regularly. Facebook, The Sinking City Game.
in
YouTube,
a correct
Flares.
fashion, I
So
guess.
go
But
there, and this is definitely the place to go if you want to learn more.
Well, I'm super excited to personally see how it turns out. Thanks for joining me on stage, Sergey. The Sinking City. Now, our next game is a PC title that has only gotten better over the last few years, and I'm always excited to hear what they have in store. Frankie is up on the balcony with the developers of Warframe. Talk to me, Frankie.
Well, we all know the PC is home to some of the most devoted communities in gaming.
Oh goodness, Warframe, aka Grind Hunter times 1,000.
Last year, the game got its first open world update, Plains of Eidolon, and the next epic cinematic quest is called The Sacrifice. And we've got the exclusive launch trailer for you.
is there a werewolf Warframe coming?
Apparently.
Megan Everett, Community Manager at Digital Extremes, joins me now. Megan, tell me more about The Sacrifice.
So The Sacrifice is the latest installment of our cinematic quest. It continues a story that we started in The Second Dream, continued with The War Within, and then Apostasy Prologue. So at the end of last year, we kind of shattered some hearts and left them with a bit of a plot twist, and I'm not going to spoil it for people who want to maybe catch up. But what I can say is that, obviously from the trailer that you saw, the wait for Umbra, the 3-year wait to the Umbra Warframe is finally over. The creepy guy at the end of the trailer there, Ballast, plays a pretty big role in this quest. And again, not going to spoil a lot, but I can say that it's coming this week on PC.
And you guys are actually currently waiting, well, as well as the update, you're working towards TennoCon right now.
Yes, so it's going to be another big year for us, and I'm really excited for it.
Well, let's take a look at last year's event to get an idea of what TennoCon is all about.
My friend John goes to every one of these.
Can you tell me anything about this Umbra thing that's maybe going on or whatever?
I still don't even know what
amazing.
Warframe
Like,
is
it's a
about.
whole new direction for Warframe.
I've played Warframe and I don't know what it's
See all these
about.
other games coming out, but this one's free.
I have a
2018
friend
happening.
that plays nothing but Warframe, and I can tell you exactly what it's all about. It's basically mech game.
Given that the community knows you as Auntie Megan, oh God, it must be huge for you to be at TennoCon.
TennoCon is really special for really everyone that works at Digital Extreme.
There's a TennoCon? Really?
Yes, he's gone to every single one of them.
And
He
I know for me, it
loves
was
the
literally
Warframe.
like the best day of my entire career. I know Rebecca, our community director at home, was watching.
Interesting.
But last year, when we did the Plains of Eidolon, open world expansion reveal, Rev and I were actually doing that as a live demonstration in front of everyone, and we had practiced it for months, and it went as flawlessly as we could have ever hoped for. And we actually, as people were cheering, it's pitch black on stage. Rev and I look at each other and we just kind of fist pump and both started crying because we didn't crash the demonstration. So if you watch Tenno Live this year, if you're there, you can definitely probably count on some tears and some emotions because it's a really big day for us.
So basically, bring tissues, right?
Bring tissues for yourself, for me, for everyone involved, because there will be some tears probably.
But if you can't get to TennoCon because unfortunately it is sold out, how can you watch it online?
So on twitch.tv/Warframe. You can definitely check it out. And PC Gamer is also hosting as well on their Facebook and Twitter.
And you get free stuff by watching Twitch?
You do. So if you want to link your Warframe account to your Twitch account, and all you have to do is watch and you get some free stuff.
Fantastic. So that's happening from July 7th, and you'll be able to watch Tenacon live through PC Gamer's Twitch channel and the Facebook page. Thank you, Auntie Megs. Sean, it's over to you.
Thank you, Frankie, and thank you, Warframe. The next name is one I grew up with, Sega. They've become a prolific publisher of Japanese games known for their fully featured ports, especially beloved by this guy on the left. Sega's bringing shining resonance both to PC and console the same day, and Shenmue is going to be coming later this year. They have all sorts of games coming up. Let's take a look at what Sega's got in store.
Is Bayonetta coming to PC? Or is it on PC?
It's already on PC.
Yeah.
I care more about the fact that I saw Valkyria Chronicles there.
Yep.
Yep.
Yakuza?
Coming to PC finally? Valkyria Chronicles 4?
It's Valkyria.
I thought this was a reboot.
No, that's
Oh.
4. And then the other
Yakuza?
yeah, the other Yakuza
5?
or Origins?
Or whatever.
6? I don't know. Oh, 0.
Yakuza 0 is available for pre-order right now and will be releasing on Steam in early August. We hope you've been enjoying the show thus far. We have so much more great stuff to come. Let's see what's coming up at this year's PC Gaming Show.
Coming up on the PC Gaming Show, a new publisher reveals 3 new games, and the first ever gameplay footage of Overkill's The Walking Dead. And now your host, Sean Platt.
And I'm back. Our next guest is a regular here at the PC Gaming Show, having attended all 4 years. Frankie's with him up in the balcony. It's Tripwire.
Sean, if you are anything like me, you probably need to let off steam every once in a while. And I personally can't think of a better way to do it than by kicking back and tearing up a load of monstrous enemies. It's kind of either that or pushing the office photocopier out of the window, and I, for one, prefer the option that keeps me and everyone here in a job. With that in mind, I am thrilled to welcome Bill Monk from Killing Floor 2 back to E3.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Got a lot of fans in the audience, Bill. Listen to that applause.
Yep.
They all want to know what the latest from Tripwire and Killing Floor 2 is.
Yep, we've been really busy working on Killing Floor, and we got 4 major updates that are coming out this year. The first one we dropped in March, and we're getting ready to drop the next one really soon.
Coming tomorrow, Bill. What's involved?
Yeah, so we're bringing the summer sideshow back, but this time we're mixing circus freaks with steampunk in a really fun, exciting way. And we have a really cool new system that we're adding. It's called the Weapon Upgrade System. And with this, there's 73 different weapons that we have in our game, and each one you can upgrade it and make it viable for late play. So it really adds a lot of creativity to your loadout. So I'm really excited to get that in people's hands.
So you can make your boy guns big.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Bill. Let's take a look at the trailer for Treacherous Skies Summer Sideshow.
Shuma Sideshow. She went all.
She went all Carol Channing.
Yes, thank you. That's why I was trying to remember the name. I have played a decent amount of Killing Floor 2. Just cannot get into it.
Welcome aboard the HMS Queen Victoria, ladies and gents. Ringleader Lockhart speaking to you from, well, someplace very safe, yes. You helped me escape that fray at my beloved Steamland, but now I need your help once again. I've got to get to my island in the channel. Now, listen up. I don't know how, but these blasted circus freaks followed us on board. I think it's time to put on a show, yes, of daring deeds and horrendous bloodshed. Oh, for me, my mechanical children have turned against me. Blasted traitors! Careful, lads, they're tough, even removing the head. Who put these rebellious robots down? But take heart, lads and lasses. I have invented some new toys. The Doomstick. 4 barrels are better than 2. The Static Strikers. A shockingly stylish set of gauntlets. And the M99 Sniper Rifle. And finally, there's a last-minute addition to the crew.
Watch this woman go.
Seems Mrs. Foster negotiated her way on board and is set on giving Zed
You won't like the angry.
the business. And remember, we'll see you on the airship.
Fossey, joke for you. Optician says my eyes are okay. I say, then how do you explain my husband?
Now, as is tradition, the content that you just saw will be available tomorrow, including a free weekend for PC this weekend. Definitely check it out with Killing Floor 2. But that's not all that Tripwire has. I have the president of Tripwire himself, John Gibson, on stage. John, welcome back again.
Thanks, Sean. Pleasure to be here.
Now, I understand that Tripwire is stepping into also doing publishing. What does that entail?
That's right. So, Sean, it's really challenging for developers right now with the thousands of games that are coming out every year. Yeah. It's really hard to get noticed. And then you have the traditional publishing deals. So we're giving developers fair deals. We're going to be helping them rise above that noise so they can get noticed. And because of our experience developing our own games and publishing our own games, we're going to help them with marketing, funding, mentoring, feedback to help them succeed.
Yeah, I mean, the game that we have on screen is one of those games. This is Road Redemption.
That is right. I'm happy to announce that we're going to be publishing Road Redemption. We're going to be helping them grow and succeed even more on Steam, but also bring the franchise beyond Steam.
Now, I know today you have a world-exclusive new game, hasn't been announced yet.
We do. Nobody knows.
Before we roll the trailers, I wonder if you give me a little bit of a tease.
Yeah, so we're working with the team at Blindside Games, and they're led by Alex Quick.
Oh, yeah, right.
So if you're familiar with the Killing Floor universe, you know Alex Quick was the modder that created the original Killing Floor mod, which Tripwire worked with Alex to bring commercial. And then Alex went off, assembled his own team, made the game Depth, which was sharks and humans fighting each other, very, very successful. But now it's come full circle. We're working with Alex again, and we're going to bring his all-new game to market.
Well, let's take a look at it right now. World-exclusive new upcoming game from Tripwire.
Close your eyes and imagine a place where the sun is bright and the beaches are white. A place filled with southern charm, where the water is as warm as the welcome. So come feel the wind in your sails. Kick back and relax. Enjoy the local cuisine. Your dream vacation is waiting for you here on the Gulf Coast.
Please tell me it's a game where you're the shark and you have to get as many points by taking out as many.
That's what it looks like.
This looks like Hungry Shark.
Yeah.
This looks like Hungry Shark.
It does. It looks like 3D Hungry Shark.
So hey, John, so you get to play as the shark.
You are the shark.
No kidding!
This is an open world action RPG where you play the shark, or as we like to call it, a shark PG.
Oh, nice.
Shark
Okay,
PG.
so
Yeah.
do you like upgrade and improve the shark? Is there like skill trees?
You do. There is a shark skill tree.
I approve of this message.
Single-player campaign. You
Ridiculous.
Eke your way through it. You get
Finally,
bigger
the
teeth,
sharks
you
are
can
getting
jump out of the water
redemption.
and snatch people off piers and all of that fun stuff.
I bet you can play this in bite-sized chunks.
So badly.
Oh God.
Now, where can people go to get more information?
I feel like
Go to Maneater
this is going to release right around the same time as the Meg.
One will forget that here. That's maneatergame.com. John, thanks so much for joining me on stage. And once again, all the content that Tripwire showcased earlier about Killing Floor 2 and Road Redemption will be playable here at E3. Definitely be sure to check it out. Coming up next, Frankie has a whole slew of unannounced games. Frankie.
Cheers, Sean. Man-eater looking tasty there. And I can't believe they named a game after my favourite weekend activity. Indeed, so that's gaming, and next up is
Wow.
published revealing 3 games for the very first time, releasing one of them. Behave yourselves, audience, today. Let's take a look.
If you're not a natural comedian, you should stop trying to be funny at these things.
Their name is Untitled Publisher. I like it. It's the next Stardew Valley. Oh, this got dark.
That was interesting. Metroidvania.
All these games look like must-plays. And Overwhelmed, the final game of the bunch, is available on Steam right now with a special launch discount. So make sure you check that out after the show. And if you're at E3 this week, head over to the PC Gamer corner of the Facebook booth inside the South Hall to give Overwhelm a try. Right, next up, it's time for us all to take a holiday, and where better than a virtual resort with some truly spectacular wildlife. Back again this year, our friends of the show, Frontier Developments, with a unique take on the park management genre. I am, of course, talking about Jurassic World Evolution. The long-awaited game is out tomorrow and lets you build your own dinosaur-style tourist trap.
Kind of really want to play
What could possibly go wrong? Unleash the Goldblum!
You think that things are going to turn out differently, huh?
If you
the ones
can't
before you
build
did too.
a 200-foot statue of reclining,
Because they believed that they were in control.
Get out of here! Oh my god.
Well, here's the thing.
My girlfriend wants the pop vinyl so bad.
We are seduced
or a
by it,
raptor that says Alan.
deceived by the illusion of it.
Alan.
No, I just
Never
want one
really
that says
possessed.
"clever girl."
Because if there's anything that chaos theory has taught us, it's that nature is on its own course. And when we interfere, when humanity tries to put nature into orderly boxes, chaos destroys them. And what makes us such unique creatures is knowing the scope and power of what we're up against and still believing that we can win. I know, however, what I would predict.
I actually kind of want to play that. I was a fan of Operation Genesis.
Yep.
I am
4th of
so
June.
excited for that game. Our
Oh,
next
tomorrow.
title is
Yep.
from Insomniac, who've been making amazing games for years. And they're gonna try to take their expertise and answer the question: how do you make an open world game in VR? Let's take a look at their upcoming game,
Oh,
Storm.
VR.
Yes, please. That's an interesting movement system.
Oh, what, Superman flying?
Yeah. I don't think I've experienced that in any other VR game yet. No disassemble number 5. Yes, please. I trust Insomniac. No, it's Oculus Rift only. God damn it. Hate Facebook so much.
Joining me to talk about Stormland is the Chief Creative Officer at Insomniac Games. Join me in welcoming Chad Desern. Hey, Chad, welcome to the stage.
Thank you.
I want to start right away and ask, what is this game all about?
Well, in Stormland, you play as an android gardener, and an entity called the Tempest uproots your habitat and shatters your android body. So you've got to travel to a civilization above the Thunderheads to repair yourself and save your friends.
And I want to ask what open world means in VR.
Well, for us, it's about giving the player the ability to explore the world freely with a set of android movement abilities that are designed to give you complete agency.
Yeah, because that's always a huge question I have is how does motion work in any VR title?
Yeah, well, in Stormland, you can do things like fly just above the slipstream with your outstretched android hands.
Yeah.
You can shoot a laser into the cloud surface and then make a ramp, kick off of that, climb up a cliffside, like literally launching yourself with your synthetic android strength, and then like push off and glide back down using your hands to control your descent.
It's massive freedom of movement, yeah.
That's it. It's this set of mechanics that are designed together to work fluidly so that movement feels exhilarating.
Yeah.
And you can kind of take the world at your own pace with it.
I'm curious why VR for this type of title?
There are a series of things that we're doing with Stormland that we could only do in VR. It's about the expressiveness of having tracked head and hands and how we use that for combat, how we use it for movement, even things like scavenging technology to attach it to your body. Like you look down, you get a new piece of tech and you attach it right into your arm. And then, suddenly you've got the ability to harness electricity or cloak yourself or all kinds of different cool android abilities.
I mean, the art is just beautiful in the footage that we've seen. I wonder if you can talk to me a little bit about the world and what it means for it to be ever-changing.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So that entity called the Tempest rearranges everything every single week so that we present the player with new playgrounds of movement and combat and scavenging. And you never know what you're going to discover. So every single island you find has the potential to hide an enemy stronghold or a network of underground caverns or brand new tech to scout.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I got to ask, where can we go for more information?
Well, you can stay tuned by watching the Facebook and Twitter with at Stormland VR, or you can check us out at insomniac.games.
I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks for joining me, Chad. Once again, oculus.com/Stormland for more information. Frankie's up in the balcony with our next absolutely gorgeous-looking indie title.
It really is, Sean, because next up we've got a first look at a new game from publisher Raw Fury, a neo-noir detective drama featuring a Paris cabbie who finds himself drawn into a world of crime. Sacré Roddy Bleu. Yes, I speak French. I can't wait for this one, so let's take a ride with the trailer.
That looks cool.
Yeah.
If you like that last game,
I agree.
you'll definitely love our next one. It's from the exact same publisher, Raw Fury. It's an open-world, narrative-focused game with an incredible art style. Let's take a look at Sable.
Did they show this at Microsoft in the indie sizzle reel?
Don't think so.
I think they did. It looks real familiar.
I like the art style.
Yeah, I don't think they showed this at Microsoft at all.
No.
Sable.
Joining me to talk about Sable is pretty much the entire